Pretty much only time we don't see this roster is when it's speed or stamina. We generally see someone like Hasapi or Silent Hill come in for them over 5Q, but that core 3 for New Zealand, man, they really have not moved the whole tournament.
No, they've had their squad. They've had their squad, their all-rounder squad. And it's worked well for them so far. They have played some main maps this tournament, but I don't know if they've really picked into it. I recall they played it against the UK in the round of 16, but that was picked by the UK. This map, of course, being a Melon Boy aim map. It's not quite a conventional aim map, but it is mostly about sharp angles. There are plenty of linear aim patterns in this as well. Some tough bursts, some high SV kick slider patterns. Lots of spicy things like that to keep you on your toes, and massive, almost screen jump spacing for most of it as well.
Yeah, I mean, the spacing on this map just consistently, you can see even on these slower parts, the spacing is still so easy to find breaks on, just because you've got to fling your cursor across the entire screen, but already catching off a couple of players. Flair dropping the FC for Germany, but they've still got a nice three-way. Three-way still intact for New Zealand as well, and Kyujin with a slightly larger combo, but there goes Osbert. That's going to give favor towards Germany here after this first quarter of the map, and we'll continue to hold on to these big combos, which is going to bode very well for them on their first pick.
Yeah, it's a good way to open it up. It's a 4-minute map, plenty of time for things to change. There's jumps in this, man. And I don't know if you agree with me here, but I was getting Tengaku vibes playing this with the aim patterns. I think it's the geometric shapes in this.
Yeah, they're very geometric, absolutely. But there goes Denzel Curry to find a break. And Flair. And Tim Kakna. 3 drops for Germany. PsyQ trades it, and so does 5Q. But Kyujin's got the reverse choke now. Up against Krilla's FC. Everyone collapsing on that difficult section. As we approach the halfway point, this one is very long, 4 minutes. Several breaks still coming out for Germany, and supporting combos is going to be starting to look a little bit larger on the side of New Zealand, but this FC from Krilla is just going to be putting in work. There goes Flair again as we get into a difficult section with some bursts, some weird kick sliders, and man, any of this is missable. The slowdowns, but you're still going cross screen. Krilla holding this FC is imperative for Germany to take this point. The triple section holding on, as well as Kyujin right there to fight back, and the rest of New Zealand still holding on to combos as well, but the rest of Germany just can't match. It's all on Krilla here, Dooms, and Kyujin is doing his best to pull New Zealand over the line as well as it starts to come towards them. 30k now.
Kyujin and Krilla, the only two to survive that section unscathed. But New Zealand definitely clawed a lot of that back through that section. That was impressive as hell, but it's still with Germany now. Krilla with a 99.93, what are you doing?
Yeah, this is a ridiculous performance from Krilla, but Kyujin as well. Both of them getting through that really difficult section. Now we've sort of flipped at this point. No one on New Zealand can hold a combo, but Germany, they've started to build up their recoveries now, so right back at New Zealand as Krilla, just the driving force for the Germans, continues to hold. Kyujin cannot miss now. Germany have got a 130k lead, and it's looking so good for them as we come into the final 8th of the map. Kyujin cannot miss. He is praying for a miss from Krilla, or I think Krilla just FCs this. I don't think there's any chance of New Zealand winning this Mod 1.
Yeah, if Krilla finishes this playoff, then it is all over. But Kyujin is doing everything he can. This is just insane, though, from Krilla. There's still plenty of hard patterns to go, but 900k, 99.9.
Oh, this is ridiculous from Krilla. The anti-aim, the spacing, the overlaps, getting through all of it. Kyujin misses, but Krilla refuses to miss. This is an absurd FC if he closes it out. What is that score from Krilla, man? What?
Oh my god.
That's a crazy score. That is a crazy score. Wow. That might be score of the semi-finals for me, man. That's
And the first, I want to say, third of this map is relatively easier. This map really picks up later. So it's the combo early on you really want to string together, have a solid score in this one.
Starting off, there was everything for everyone, but the flow is coming in. Do not get swept up. 3k difference as everyone slowly but surely flowing down the stream. 250 combo. The river's still going and everyone's not running just yet. Accuracy looking ever so consistent, ever so sparkling. But the hard part is yet to come.
Nobody faltering. A good sign for both of these teams. It's gonna pick up soon. Dead even pretty much. But who's gonna be the first to fall here?
Going into the first spot, ladies and gentlemen, HAKUSHI will be the first one to miss. Bit of a jump going into the massive stream. Asha still holding on the quad FC, but can they keep it going? The spacing ever so brutal, ever so unforgiving, but South Korea is not looking for forgiveness, still holding a triple FC. Russia, however, they will be the judge of that. 3v4, 80k in the lead. Russia has an opportunity. Can they do so in this map?
Third of the map done, and Russia's still holding onto a massive 4-way, getting through that first difficult stream section. And here's the break here. Here is where the nerves are checked. As HAKUSHI knows, and Karcher fighting a miss before that now gives Russia a huge combo lead as they have 4 FCs to 2 here.
The big string leads to 2x, the first crack is shown by Russia, but it's a 2v3 situation. 200,000 in the lead, looking ever so competent, but he cannot miss just yet. Half of the map remains, plenty of strings to be done. Once again, going back into the danger zone. Desu finding the first miss of his own. 2v2 right now for the
But Suyong loses a full combos traded by Welter. It's now just Amamiya Kokoro and Gamer with the remaining full combos. Karcher on the best recovery. Russia has a pretty big score lead at 200k, but Amamiya Kokoro loses that full combo, and now Gamer is the last man standing, looking to take Russia to their first point of the match, but he needs to hold on. Do not want to give South Korea any opportunity here.
Indeed. Karcher sneaking, working in the shadows. 700 combos still going on strong, but here comes the last PI section. This is the final jump, the final streams, the circles, ever so daunting. Such a mountain of tasks, but Gamer knows how to play dirty, knows how to get things done. 1,800 combo, Karcher is hitting it. Karcher is going on strong. Gamer finally goes down, but it does not matter. 250k in the lead in this Nomo 2. Gamer first, the rest nowhere. Going into the ending section now as Russia going through their victory lap in this Nomo 2.
Russia showing they are still a team to be reckoned with. They are not going to let this go down in a sweep as this map closes out. Karcher looking like just that one drop in the middle could have potentially been a ridiculous score hitting the entire ending, but Russia have enough score to close it out here. That massive 800k from Gamer.
That's the first point on the board. Oh boy. 5-1. It is going to be very difficult. But there's signs of life.
Great work.
Here we go. A no mod 3. Crucial for New Zealand to convert this. To get a third point on the board. Do not let Germany get to that match point into their own pick. You can see already several players fumbling all over the place. It is a circus right now, Dooms, as
Oh my god.
only 5 queuers, I think, gotten through the start here with an FC intact, and no one else can hold anything together. The tent is falling down at this point, but a couple combos starting to break through the pack here. 5Q loses the FC. Kyujin's got a bit of a combo. Krilla's there, so is Denzel and Zyfrost.
Yeah, that start was something. Like, everyone's struggling there, but people settling into a rhythm now quite nicely. It looks like Germany are going to get out there slightly better, though. PsyQ and Osbert with a break there, nearly halfway now. That's going to hurt a lot. There goes 5Q as well. It's only Kyujin for New Zealand. Everyone on Germany holding through that. And they are looking really good as we get into the halfway point.
Kyujin with a nice combo, but matched by almost every player on Germany. Zeitfrost is gone, Aimbot Cone's gone, so Kyujin's got something to fight back with, but Denzel and Krilla have something to say about that. So about over halfway through this map, and you can see these doubles in the middle of these ult patterns, man, are just so awkward, but players with the big combos are handling them. Chain misses coming through. There's nothing to speak of the side of New Zealand except for Kyujin, and Krilla and Denzel Curry are looking to try and close this match out early and bring Germany to match point. And I think in this final quarter, it is already such a big lead for them.
These are two huge scores on the side of Germany. Denzel Curry and Krilla, 500k and rising, and Kyujin breaks on the slower part, which has plenty of parts you can break on. Those doubles are pretty hard. Doesn't matter though, this is one-sided, this is decisive, this is a huge break point for Germany. The gamble did not pay off. It's worked so far for New Zealand, but now Germany is going to be on match point to get into finals. They are in control.
They are in control. That's one way I'd put it. Krilla with the miss at the very start, and then a couple misses at the
player. You know, you've been playing a tournament and you put on the wrong skin.
Yeah, keep on the high AR DT skin or the low AR reading skin when I'm back to Nomad, and suddenly I need to abort. So it happens. Unfortunately, not going to help out on the intro here for Kosirek. Does find the first miss of the lobby, but it's not quite 50 combo into the map. Not going to matter all that much. Koibumi 2000, Milosh also finding an early miss here for Poland, alongside Evil Grape, Hotori. So that's actually 3 resets already for Poland here on the intro. This is another map, Dolan, where, I mean, just look at the patterns. It's not pulling any punches out of the gate, but that's quite a lot of early misses for Poland, and a good advantage here at the start, at least in terms of combo, for Team Canada.
Yeah, I mean, only really Xylas struggling in terms of the accuracy. Still, combo gaming is best with 97%. But things looking really good for Canada on the start here. It's only Malashevsky for Poland, and if that is the line that continues to remain true for this map, Dio, that's what Canada are probably playing towards. As long as we can outperform the other 3 Polish players, we can do this, and a miss does come out from Koibumi.
Matched by Zudinator slightly before that, so one of those full combos down for Canada now. There's a miss from Kosirek as well on the side of Poland. It's matched by a second miss here from Zudinator, but that's not who you want to see matching that miss if you're from Poland, if you're rooting for them on this map. It's the extra combos there. Wandirio now, a delayed match there from Canada. Evil Grape and Malashevsky for Poland, Xylas and Yip for Canada with the big combos. 2 FCs to 1, but the extra support from Koibumi 2000 from Milosh there in the top left corner for Poland. Doing a little bit more work, keeping the score lead right around that 60k. It's been here since basically the start of the map, Dolan. I mean, this has not really budged pretty much for half of the map at this point. It has been incredibly close between these two teams so far, and I mean, in a slow section like this, you're expecting it to stay close. You're not expecting any misses for any of these players as we come now into the second half of the map.
It's a slight combo advantage for Poland, but being negated by the accuracy of Canada. But you see Poland are slowly starting to pull it back to 60k, but the miss from Kosirek will probably change things. Traded by Wandario. But Koibumi also falls, and that was a larger supporting combo. It's traded by Xylas, Zudinator, and Yipko! There's nothing on Canada! And now it's Hotori and Malashevsky.
And this is the fear if you were rooting for Canada on this pick, Doland, is that Malashevsky would just do Malashevsky things and FC this map no problem, or at least top score by a decent margin. That's what he's looking to do. An unknown fear has now made its way into the hearts of Canadian fans, though. Evil Grape showing why they're in fact named the Evil One as they continue to FC or reverse choke this map for Poland, holding this combo, and now the score lead balloons from 60k for Canada up to 250k for Poland. A 300,000 score swing and climbing with the FC and the reverse choke still intact, and Canada now even a miracle would not save this map. They would need a 4-way break, and they might need somebody to DC or stop playing going into the ending here. That is how big this score lead has gotten. That is how small the combos are for Canada right now. This map already over. It's just a matter of style points here for Poland.
And they're going to put quite a few of those on the board. Hotori will give up the large combo, but there's still one player carrying on with an insane score here. You know him, you love him, the one, the only, the GOAT, Malashevsky. And we'll see if it's enough for an absolutely insane score. 99.56% full combo from Malashevsky, 982,000.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think at this point they've achieved what they wanted to achieve, and everything they take home now is just added points to really solidify themselves. And a breakpoint here would be absolutely massive for them. But we do see some early breaks coming in. Frodo and Yokespy going to be dropping early on. There was also a very early combo reset for Melva, so Nineric the only one really on the full combo out of the gate. And immediately you're already starting to see some difficulty from this Norwegian side, but South Korea in a much stronger position with just that early break from Ali Grissimo to start us off.
Yeah, I did want to mention as well, this is an Osu original by Mili, so huge shout out there. Miyako is going to find the second miss for South Korea, and even things out a little bit. This is a relatively short map, so these early misses are going to start to add up as KJK and Melver are going to trade those combos. South Korea find themselves with a pretty comfortable lead early on here, but Miyako continues to miss. As long as they hold on to these two combos on Flying Tuna and Allegrisimo, South Korea are going to be in an incredibly comfortable spot. There goes Nineric as well now. It is just Yokespy, the veteran player for Norway, holding strong here, trying to fend off two massive combos on the side of South Korea, and there goes Yokespy as well.
Yeah, tragedy for Norway there. I mean, Yokespy really struggling on the accuracy of this one, hitting so late. Again, that deceptiveness of how slow it actually is. But there is some rapid tapping in here, some bursts that catch you off guard. And Flying Tuna putting on absolute clinic getting through those tapping sections. Very well done. And kind of has an open road now in front of him to take this as far as he wants to go, because it already looks like Norway don't really have a chance to come back on this one.
Yeah, this one is looking decisive. Now it's just a question of how far can Flying Tuna take this combo. And I should correct myself from earlier. This is not an original. This is No Mod 5, not Hidden 2. Apologies for that. It's still early in the morning. I'm still waking up, but we'll get there. And Flying Tuna still holding that combo into the end of the map. Pretty much every other combo falling apart around him. Miyako drops that big combo as well, but an incredibly strong start to this match from South Korea. We'll see how Norway wants to fire back.
Yeah, again, it's that first pick of the matchup. There's the cat slider. And with such... it goes without saying, those early picks.
Map in OS history.
Well, here we go, Dio. Canada's opening pick into Hidden. It's a mod that should favor them well. But can they stop the might of Malashevsky and company? And an opening miss here for Malashevsky. But again, if you're going to have a break, you'd rather it come at the very start or the very end, as Xylus, Zootiator, and Koshiorek and Yip all go down.
Yeah, these opening patterns, Dolan, they do not mess about, and there's a 4-way now miss for Canada. Only Nahus to hold onto the FC out of the intro here. Everybody else in the lobby has broken. It's 7 misses across the board, and you can kind of see why. A lot of these game patterns are really, really awkward. There's a lot of very high spacing in this map. This has not been a high-scoring map this weekend at all. Best score of the weekend is just above 2 million team score, which is not all that high, all things considered. And this is precisely why there's just so many tough patterns. More misses to come out from Yip, Wandirio, and Milosh, Koibumi 2000 on the side of Poland. Silas also finding the miss there alongside Kosherek, and now it's really just Nahus and Malashevsky holding onto these big combos. Nahus on the FC, Malashevsky on that reverse choke, and Poland off to the races, 100,000 score lead and climbing.
Looking really bleak already for Canada, as Malas and Nahus have stabilized quite nicely. Kosherek will find a drop, but it will be far from enough for Canada to get back into this one as Silas and Yip go down once again. Poland now locking in.
Yeah, and Doland, honestly, as long as Nahus and Malashevsky keep holding together, there's just nothing that Canada can do about this. Even if there are misses all the time coming out from Koibumi 2000 and Kosherek, from Milosh and Kosherek, there's just nothing Canada can do. They need some similarly big combos on their team holding for a while in order to even get close to matching those big combos for Poland. Wanderio was one of them, but that back and forth section claims him. There goes Nahus. It is traded. That's the FC down now for Poland, and it's Malashevsky and Zudinator holding the biggest combos, but a huge 250k score lead already for Poland.
And essentially, the miss from Malashevsky and Kosherek is going to have to come out quite, like right now, essentially. And Kosherek has done a really good job here building that supporting combo, but Malashevsky is going to go down right there. But is there enough time? 250,000 score deal.
You said it, Dolan. It had to come basically right now. Well, there's the miss for Malashevsky. Kosherek is still holding, and Canada is not putting up much support here for Zudinator. She has to carry this, and she is the only one with any combo on their team. Kosherek, the only one with any combo for Poland now, coming into the ending very shortly here. It's still about 180k. I think if Kosherek holds, it's not going to be enough. Zudinator needs to hold this. Kosherek.
Is it going to be enough? Is there enough time for Zudi and company to pull this back? Can Silas, Yip, and Wanderio lock in? No, Zudinator is going to go down, unfortunately. Canada had a shot there, potentially. But the team performance from Poland is immaculate. It'll be 100k to close it out. And that's going to be a break point for Poland. 2-0.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate first pick for Canada. Break point there for Poland, as you said, Doland, on Canada's first pick. And, you know, these...
Akenziax, who usually plays the hiddens for them, feels that comfortable on this one, but here we go. It's time to observe this US performance. I think it's not impossible, but it's going to take a miraculous performance from Australia to pull out a breakpoint here.
Beautiful, nice, slow intro to this song, getting us eased into things. The Ki, low key as well. We're really looking for these early overlaps, these quick swaps, these tight and wide angles at the start of the map here. No early breaks, no signs of inconsistency. The only thing we will give in favor of the United States is their accuracy, and that is to be expected from the stronger reading team. The 94%, 95% on Australia going to be a little bit concerning for their overall performance on this map. Again, looking towards maybe Emrek and Paler right now for those 98s.
Into the first section of the map, Takedo. Going to be the first to fall. There is plenty of time to rebuild here, but it's going to be another couple misses. Save does trade that one back. That's going to make things 3 FCs to 3. It's the United States with the accuracy advantage, though. Incredibly strong accuracy on Bashimen and Caleb as well. That's 2 misses from Australia. That is going to hurt them big time. And so far, it's continued misses from Takedo on the side of the United States, but elsewhere, they are looking phenomenal here. Halfway through the map, and they're still holding 3 FCs. There goes Emrek, last FC down for Australia. And this is kind of what we expected on this map.
No concerns from the United States on their ability to play this map. The question in everyone's mind was, is Australia going to be able to keep up? And unfortunately, the United States looking just far too strong right now. You do see Caleb finding a break on that bottom left. Still 98% accuracy, though, which is higher than every player on Australia. But it's Ethantrix and Bashimen, the two you expected to pull up big here. 95% accuracy for Ethantrix. I wouldn't exactly call that stellar, but Bashimen really the player to look out for right now. This is his time to shine. There's always a couple good Bashimen maps in the pool in OWC, and well, this is certainly going to be one of them. A third of the map left to go. Big jump section into this next Ki. Australia can do nothing about this.
No, they cannot. I think they're already going to be looking forward to the next map, thinking about their next pick, as now the question is, do we see 2 full combos on this pick from Bashi and Efantrix? I mean, there are a couple tricky patterns, but nothing more difficult than what we've seen so far, so it's entirely possible we get a couple full combos here.
Bashimen hitting one of the harder jump sections there. We're coming into the ending of the map. It's Efantrix below 95% on the map, just barely making it through these patterns with that ACK. Emrek with a recovery in the ending to pull up that 97. Unfortunately, not going to be able to hold it into the finish. Big jumps into the ending here, and Bashimen hits the final pattern with Efantrix 98.15%. And the only time we see this map picked this weekend thus far, we get a double FC from the United States. Bashimen with accuracy over the moon. Efantrix
as of now, so he's still heavily favoring South Korea into their early map picks. But we kick things off, and there is an early break for Karcher to start this off, but accuracy still very much in South Korea's pocket out the gate.
Yeah, and these early misses shouldn't matter too much. The map is not that long, but there's a pretty decent difficulty spike coming up that should reset some combos on both sides, so you kind of expect that to equalize things. As so far, it's going to be 2 misses apiece, make that 3 misses for Norway, as here we go, difficulty spike coming up now. This is going to be the best indicator here of how comfortable both of these teams are. Tuna immediately finds a massive chain miss, dropping off one of those 2 remaining FCs for South Korea, but Karcher is on a really strong recovery to make up that difference, but not traded back on Norway. Now it is, as Nineric drops, but so does no KJK. Regardless, South Korea find themselves again with a pretty big lead here. Norway should have a slight combo advantage with these recoveries on Yolkspie and Antony, but the accuracy is killing them right now. 89 on Yolkspie makes this recovery combo not worth all that much.
Yeah, it's not really doing too much for them at this stage. It will have a bit more of an impact later on, but the accuracy, Yolkspie particularly struggling with this one at the moment, and that's not boding well. Leaving him in a bit of a deficit at the moment, but it's still recoverable, especially with the breaks still coming in from Note KJK, but a big one drop from Nineric. Yolkspie will find another reset. At the moment, still favoring South Korea as they start to pull away, and the break coming in with Melvin. It's just Anthony trying to hold the line, and he can't. The stiff spikes catch them out. Everyone but Alegrissimo still left on the board.
And this is such a brutal ending. Alegrissimo is on fire right now. It's the Alegrissimo show, as Norway can do nothing but watch as another point goes the way of South Korea. And it's a pretty decisive one as well. South Korea winning by 700,000 points. That is an incredible score by Alegrissimo. Should be able to close out this full combo. Norway, they do have a clear pick, a next pick. They've got kind of one tapping map left in the pool. I believe it was the, I mean, we'll see in a second, but I believe it was that Nomad 2 still left.
Arguably his weakest skill set outside of speed. It's definitely not something I would personally put Thriller in as being exceptional, but he's more than capable of playing it, so we'll see what happens.
As we do see early misses come out from both Flea and Kriller, the Alpha and Sifs matching both. Hanayume as well, a break on the slower section, so early lead for Germany out of the beginning here. But this map, I think it could really be categorized by its spikes. There's 8 different difficult sections plus when it comes to the aim, with some parts to kind of calm yourself down in between them. But the most difficult ones are going to be the chorus sections, and we're about to get into the first one now as Hanayume finds another break during the slower part.
The first chorus coming in here. Map is pretty consistent in difficulty, I'd say, especially during these hard parts. You can pretty much just find misses on anything, but for right now, it's only affecting Chile. Sifs with a slider break, and as we mentioned, Hanayume with the earlier break in the intro to that chorus. Outside of that, no one really having any issues. There's the horizontal spike. Horizontal spike jumps. Curry and Hanayume trade on that one, but outside of that... Ooh, intercamming missing on air. Tim Kakner does trade it.
So it's Kriller and Flev versus Alfeu, but Alfeu finds a drop again on this lower section. Feels like Chile are finding a lot of breaks between the jump spikes. Maybe like trying to adjust their grip during this lower section and just finding unfortunate misses, but it's really biting them on this map. Germany now into the next chorus section, should be able to run this lead pretty far.
See how far they can take it as we get into another hard part here. Potential for Kriller and Fled to miss still, but Chile's going to need to hold on to some combos very soon, and right now they're kind of struggling to get that started, unfortunately. And even with that being said, Fled and Kriller are just not missing right now, so...
Yeah, I mean, we questioned Kriller on this, but only finding the break at the very start, and 99.5%. This is what you have to expect from one of the best players in the tournament scene. Oh, Fled! What did Fled
That was
break on?
crazy. He missed earlier. He missed on the horizontal jumps, granted, but that's a crazy mistake.
Yeah,
it won't matter too much, thankfully.
If he missed if he missed on the jumps, then he was definitely just readjusting his grip there. Tim Kakner finds a break as well, but it's Denzel Curry and Kriller, and there's no combo on Chile to really contest this. It's 500k of lead as we get into the hardest jump of the map, and both of the Germans hit it.
Kriller, you don't need to prove me wrong, man. Like, come on. My bad for doubting you.
Yeah, he's just gonna hit all of these jumps because he's just one of the best in the tournament.
Hates me. He wants to spite me. Fair enough.
Yep. He's fighting all of your curses right now. He's got the divine protection on him.
Oh, still one hard jump section to go, and there he goes, finally on that last hard jump section. Not very happy about it, but 850k at minimum for him. Still very much an impressive score, highest in the lobby by a wide margin. Overall, though, Team Germany, just team gap on that, no one below 500k.
Another great pick for Germany to bring themselves up to match point. Chile now, tournament life on the line.
Plenty at stakes. Which of them wants to stay alive more? Going into our Hard Rock 2. Just a nice, comfortable slider in the beginning. But fun times is going to be over quite soon.
If there's ever a skill set you can pick to test your opponent's nerve control, it's a small circle map. Any tiny shake, any slight discomfort in your aim, you are gone. But nobody dropping in this more quiet earlier section where the map really picks up.
Your pressure and the Suk will be the first one to break. Suyong trades it out, a 3v3 situation accuracy inside of South Korea. 18k difference, but it's going to increase as Lexi 2x finds his own miss. Russia in a bit of a back foot.
And it's a short map, so those misses are going to matter a lot as Gamer and Welter are holding on to the line for Russia here. Not let it get too out of hand. South Korea still has that three-way, Karcher, Tuna, and my keyboard. Entering the halfway point, man, these players are popping up right now. But Tuna, Gamer, Welter, Lexu, all gone. It's just Karcher. It's just Karcher left, just like that.
Indeed, for 100,000 individual score. No one to contest, no one to stop him. Karcher, the last man standing. 240k in the lead. A quarter of the map remains and he is still uncontested for the...
I mean, Dasuk is on a pretty good recovery, but with the score lead already for South Korea, almost approaching 300k, and Karcher is just putting up a masterclass, 99.5%, hitting all of these small circles, not dissuaded at all. Does find the miss, won't be the full combo, but I think Karcher has done enough to put Russia out. as Jisoo tries their best, but I just don't think there's enough time, and there we go. Russia will lose to South Korea, putting up a dominating 6-1 performance here.
And beautiful score from Karcher there, 827k, 99% accuracy. And South Korea completes this round of semifinals.
This should be looking good for them.
Going into this one now. Accuracy, not too much of a difference just yet, but flanking now with Allegrisimo, the early double miss, but worry not, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see plenty of those in this flow aim-centric tech map. The Silk and Lex to S, and we'll say Walter, the triple miss, however, going to the slider, leaving only Gamer to fend up against Amamehokura and Karcher.
Man, that triple miss was on the more generic aim section, but it does get pretty spaced, and unfortunately that'll take away all of their early combos. As Gamer finds a miss as well, it's all of the FC is gone from the side of Russia. And then Miyakokoro is still holding onto that last remaining FC. Tuna on a very, very good recovery. Allegrismo as well. Not too long of a map as well, so Russia will really need to build up these recoveries as best as they can if they want to have a chance at this.
Not be their friend while they're going at it though. 300k difference, and Amamehokoro still holding it down for South Korea. Plankton and Allegrisimo, miraculous recovery as well. The final full combo goes down, but South Korea has 2 more in their back pocket with their massive 500 400 combo right now. 370k lead. This is near impossibility of bringing it back, but things can happen. And there's a triple miss. Going to the last section. 1 miss from Russia. It's over. 250k difference is ticking down. Time is running out right now for the Flying Tuna is holding it down for South Korea. The fort is still standing. And Russia with a triple miss. Flying Tuna is down. But Lexus 2S will go down as well. It's done. Oh my god.
Yeah, an unfortunate start for Russia as they open up their first pick with a break point. I mean, that was always the risk going into it. I think some unfortunate misses. A couple of the players in Russia hitting the hardest parts, hitting the cut streams, but missing on easier sections. But sometimes that's just how it goes. It's Flying Tuna with the S rank, 740k. Absolutely.
It's just a stellar lineup. MREX, Secret Box, AKNZX, and Clopit here going to be the star roster for them to try and send the United States packing on DT. And I'd say if Australia is able to win this one, they are likely going to be able to take the remaining 2 DT picks pretty handedly. That's going to be 3 guaranteed points for Australia. That is going to get them basically halfway to that win, if not more than halfway if you're counting the match point.
Yeah, and guaranteed picks in a match like this are so hard to come by that if they can win this one decisively, that is going to feel so good for them going forward. And it's going to let them have a bit of breathing room, at least for their next 2 picks until things start to get difficult again. I also want to shout out Emmerich, had the top score on DT1 last week. We'll see if they can put up a similar performance here. I think this map is relatively comfortable in terms of the patterning, especially early on. So you kind of expect to see some higher combos on both sides. At Clopit, so far the only early miss, but the map is long enough that it shouldn't make too much of a difference as long as we do see that recovery.
Yeah, early onset of this map, and again, we sort of talk about the length of this, where these misses aren't really going to be detrimental early on unless you're seeing players miss with extremely low accuracy, because that's really where Score V2 starts to take a big hit. The United States really just on that combo lead from the accuracy as well. They've got 80k in their favor, and it's because Window Life, the only player who has missed, is at 99.2% accuracy, unlike the Australian equivalent Clopit, who is down at 98%. And with AKNZX unfortunately finding a break right before the pause, the United States now gets to see that they've got the 2 combos to 3 now, and a pretty sizable lead that is going to increase unless we see a combo break on Taquito Pez or Rectigon here.
As a point that Australia cannot afford to drop, but there's still plenty of time left in this match. Australia are now patiently waiting, holding on to these 2 key full combos, and they're just waiting for one opportunity right now. We've got a trickier section coming up after these these mirror control patterns. And so we could potentially see some misses, but even window life on the recovery. And the score lead continues to grow for the United States, up by 200,000 points now. It's a nice buffer, but they're not out of the woods just yet. There is a pretty tricky linear stream coming up that we could see some misses on. There goes AZKi. That's not the drop you needed from Australia. They need every single combo to hold at this point, and the United States looking absolutely flawless right now.
This is Leo. Not too bad of a scenario for them, considering AKNZX is a duplicate miss. The problem, however, is that the United States with these 3 combos means that Australia is going to need to see breaks on probably 3 of the 4 players on the United States to bring this back. Clopit bringing up a supporting combo that Window Life is effectively matching right now. Box and Pez do trade out a combo, and they do get the bonus of finding Rectagon, so that is a big advantage for Australia now with MREC and Clopit at the big combos. AKNZX, however, is only providing just a very small amount of score gain for Australia into this final quarter. And unless we see Taquito drop with the #1 accuracy in the entire lobby and Clopit drops the big combo for Australia, MREC is unfortunately likely not able to do this by himself. It's only about 100k left in the map. Window Life does find a break, but Taquito 99.4% on the DT1, and with only a couple seconds left to go, this 500k will stand strong for the United States. And Australia, unfortunately, not going to have the consistency necessary to pull this one out. And oh boy, I am just going to continue spotlighting this Taquito accuracy because this is stellar.
This is a phenomenal score from Taquito. And not only is this a break point, but this is a break point on Australia's first pick, and a decisive one at that. And it's just about the worst feeling, losing your own first pick like that. So Australia is going to need to take a breather, reset. But it's the United States who have the next pick. They can really try and push this momentum and take advantage of the early break point here. They need to consolidate, but I do think they still have
about the same for this. And as we get into it, hoping to see some bigger strengths from Australia on the speed here as they look for something a little bit more comfortable and in their wheelhouse from that A map.
Yeah, this is actually the first time we have seen Superior play in this tournament, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that score. But the United States have put up some strong speed scores as well. It certainly isn't a guarantee for Australia, as we saw with their best pick on the DT1, but should be slightly more Australia favored. And this is an incredibly short map, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on these early misses. But so far, it is a 4-way for both teams.
Nice and strong, a little bit more comfortable. Superior going to mess up on the finger control, however, and that's the concern for a map like this, is not necessarily the speed for Australia, but the finger control aspect of this. Window Life, however, going to find the first break for the United States. A little bit uncharacteristic from Window Life to break on a map like this. Definitely one of their stronger skill sets overall, but it's going to even this match back out for Australia, and a double break from the same 2 players, but it's AKNZX to find the break as well for Australia, and now it's 2 FCs to 3. The United States with the advantage, 200,000, and this map does not have a whole lot of time left. Pez finds a break into the ending. MREC, unfortunately, however, has traded the miss out earlier. It's a double break from the United States, though, and Clopit's got the combo into the ending. It's 200,000 score, and there's just a little bit of map left to go. Can Clopit pull up the heroics for Australia? It's Superior to find a break into the ending, but no, it's a miss!
Australia so close, Chillier, to bringing this one back, but not quite able to do it. Now the United States, they're up by 4. They've got 2 break points in a row, and they are running away with this match. South Korea, they're very capable on pretty much anything else left over in the pool. And so if you're giving up break points on these early tapping picks, all of a sudden you're going to find yourself in hot water very quickly up against this South Korean roster. Let's see what they can do to start off on this DT3. They're going to start off with 2 early misses. It's not exactly what you want to see, but we'll just say they're getting the nerves out.
Yeah, big adjustment with this map as well. On the frame rate side and the high BPM. Especially for those players that are kind of carrying on from the previous map. But it's a very strong start here for South Korea. They haven't put a foot wrong. Honda are actually going to find a big reset there. And Norway just don't have the accuracy at the moment. They're relying heavily on Paper Candle and Inuit to carry that side, but Karcher will fall. That's a good one for them. And Aside from Anigrissimo, though, South Korea looking really strong on this so far.
Yeah, but got the spike coming up shortly, and so far for Nor, unfortunately, Hunter has been struggling so much. Hasn't really been able to get past that 200-250 combo mark, down at 91% accuracy as well. And you look across to South Korea, and they've got all 4 members above 95, which is really helping with their score lead. They've got one combo so far. And Nor are absolutely still in this one. As long as they can hold on to 3 combos, all it takes is 1 miss from South Korea, and this should go back over. But here's a pretty big spike coming up now. This is where we're going to start to see some more misses. Can South Korea hold on to this lead? This score lead continues to grow up to 300,000. There goes Paper Candle. That's an FC down for Norway. And it's still 3 full combos strong for South Korea. Karcher on a really nice recovery as well. And Marsh, we might be seeing a quick break point here.
Yeah, doesn't look good for Norway here on one of their stronger picks. We've still got big combos, but it's just Karcher who's finding the resets. The accuracies are too good on the side of South Korea, not strong enough on Norway's side. And with the ending, there's just nothing here left. And Ninare's gonna find the break of all people. Not who you wanted to see, but South Korea. What a gap between them and Norway. Not something I particularly expected.
Previous matches, I don't recall having seen it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't played at all. So you know, we're in for a show. We've got Bubble Man, we've got Mahmood, we've got Rudge, we've got Malteser, we've got Dasuk, Lexus, Welter, and Gamer. Russia, their only match point, by the way, on their own pick, right? Of the 3 match points that they started out with, 2 of them are going to be on the UK's picks. And this is what they chose, the ultra precision double time 4. And guys, just look at what you're seeing on the screen, man. Like, this is crazy to watch. And it's Malteser and Bubbleman to be the first couple to break. There goes Rudge as well. Welter, the first to fall for Russia, but they've got no FCs. There go Dasuk and Gamer. Mahmood, it's Mahmood time. Let's see what he can do.
Mahmood time, exactly. The accuracy is not really there, but neither are Russia's. Lexus and Walter looking good on the accuracy department. Mahmoud, though, does find a miss, which does give the edge to Russia. Quarter off the map gone, and so far, so good for the Russian side to retain that lead. Dasuk finds a break to Malteser as well. Fudge, the only one with the recovery on the side of the United Kingdom, but still a quarter off the map gone, and the advantage is building up more and more towards the right as we speak. The combos are still holding Mahmood, unable to find the combo so far. Another miss from Malteser too, exacerbating the situation even further. The equilibrium shifting more and more towards the right, and 115,000 difference here for Russia, while the UK, this is looking very dangerous for them.
It's all on the shoulders of Bubbleman and Rudge. They've got to hold. They are just shy of matching Lexus and Gamer, with breaks coming from Dasuk and Welter. 140k, there goes Rudge. 140k and growing the lead for Russia. And man, look at Lexus, look at Gamer holding on one of the craziest precision picks we've ever seen in the World Cup, the smallest circle size in the history, I believe, of OWC. And now it is Lexus, the only combo in the lobby, lead 240k and growing for Russia. And despite the break, this might be the straw that broke the camel's back in this matchup. Russia looking to close it out and advance to top 8. All they need to do is hold on for less than a quarter of this map with a 200,000 point lead.
It was just a breath away. It was just a breath away, but that DT1 is just a breath away for a few of these maps as well, but looks like it wasn't meant to be. The difference, the score difference is still heavily on the Russian side. No combos to try and come back from this ridiculous map. And with that, the United Kingdom, it looks like the final melody will be ringing, as well as that quad of C basically not mattering. The final Ki also will not matter, as the United Kingdom will get eliminated from OSU World Cup 2025 on this DT4 with the score of 3-6 as Russia continues to go on further.
In the quarterfinals, and Australia, like our 7th seeded team, is on a similar track now. unless this AIM map is what they were looking for. Again, very different from the DT1. You know, AIM is not just AIM when you basically cut the BPM in a third of what it was on the DT1. And the consistency is really where this is going to come through. Australia finding 2 very early breaks. MREC actually going to be finding a miss in the early onset of this map, which is not something I expected to see for, well, the entire pick. Xaver going to be finding a very early miss as well. Not going to matter quite as much as Rectigons on that Hard Rock a little bit later. But let's be honest, we're not expecting to see all Hard Rock FCs on this map. It is by far the hardest mod on this.
Yeah, part of the reason why I'm surprised is you see the Hard Rock on the United States, but given an all tournament, play nothing, they can kind of do whatever they want. They've got some room to work with, but they've already found some early misses. It's going to be 2 big combos on either side, but with Rectigon on the recovery, those combos are going to favor United States pretty heavily, as well as the mod advantage is going to give them a pretty nice lead. AKNZX, kind of as expected, having a bit of a tougher time on this Hard Rock, and you're really relying on your no-mod players, but Stratex found a miss on the no-mod, and I think that's one of those combos you can't afford to drop this early, especially when you have Window Life on the other side, still holding that FC.
Yeah, it's dangerous on that no-mod, of course, but you've also got Rectigon, who, as many know, is probably the best Hard Rock tournament player in the world right now, aside from MREC, who is on the no mod for consistency right now. Unfortunately, found a couple of early breaks in this map, and it's a secret box to hold them up with the full combo. AKNZX going to find yet another break on that Hard Rock. Unfortunately, difficult mod combination to Kaiten, making this map look surprisingly easy halfway through on these space streams. Double FC for the United States. Rectigon barely behind Taquito, just a little bit further back on the hidden, but with the best accuracy in the entire lobby, and it's not looking good for the United States right now. Rectigon to find a break, but Xaver having that low combo, AKNZX recovering very slowly, and Secret Box being matched by Kaiten or Window Life right now leaves MREC with an unchecked combo against Taquito and everyone else to do whatever the heck they want. And it's really just all about how these players finish the map. Kaiten does miss pretty heavily on Chain Miss on that stream section, but it's only a little bit of combo lost, and it's Window Life on that consistency.
It's 1 miss from Kaiten, but Taquito is still holding strong, and these misses are just not coming soon enough for Australia. They've made it through the hardest section of the map, that guitar section, and now it is a matter of time before the United States will send Australia packing to the losers bracket. I think a lot of people are not surprised that the United States are winning this one, but I don't think anybody expected it to happen in such a dominant fashion, as they've kind of put any questions about this roster to rest. 6-0 still, only dropping points to France.
Ooh, and an unfortunate miss right at the ending of the map from Secret Box. I was about to give a big congratulations for putting up the hidden full combo, but pretty damn close for Box there. 1 million plus 99% accuracy, 2 misses at the ending, an unfortunate.
I believe this was the one we saw Hasapi FC for New Zealand yesterday, or near FC. It was either an FC or near FC, and was one of the big reasons they actually beat China was Hasapi coming in for 2 of the tapping maps and practically FCing both of them, and was a large reason why they were able to beat China in that 6-3 fashion.
So yeah, I think that's Hasapi FC'd Dreadnought, yeah, to win it.
Yeah. So we'll have to see if he can do the same thing here on this stream mode 2 again. But looking at a lobby of players here should be very, very solid on the stamina.
Absolute crazy though. We're on map number 9, and that is the first swap New Zealand have made so far. No one breaking.
Yeah, the first time we've seen New Zealand stray away from that 4-man roster. It's happy to break the streak, but it will break the streak, but not the combo, as no one breaks the combo. 8-way still intact. This one 3 minutes long, not alarmingly long, but when you factor in, you know, the idea that this just continues to be 230 BPM tapping the entire time, it gets very draining, very tiring at 3 minutes, and it starts to feel like an eternity. And here's the stack section you were talking about, Dooms. Can be a little, you know, more scary on the Hard Rock, but Hard Rock players holding holding strong.
My god, 3 players in Germany got so many 100s on that, and there goes Denzel Curry on the slow part. So it is with New Zealand now properly.
Heartbreaking miss for Denzel Curry. And yeah, now New Zealand chance to run away with this. Just don't finger lock, because miss aiming on this is quite hard. Just hold onto that stamina, push through, because if you can hold this combo, it should be over. Denzel Curry finding stamina issues, he's double tapping.
Oh, he is, yeah, he is. He's just going for it now. His team are backing him up there with 3 FCs. There is a chance, but aimbot cone drops. It's 2 FCs to a full 4-way on the side of New Zealand now. Oxford looking much better this time than they did yesterday. Dropping hundreds, but still FCing.
Yeah, I mean, this is absurd from New Zealand, man. The 4-way still intact, and you see Osbert starting to struggle on that stamina, but he is pushing through like a soldier, man. Just still hitting these streams. You can see when he hits those hundreds falling off on the stamina, but just keeps going. So does the rest of New Zealand. Looking incredible for them. Hasapi as well, down on that accuracy, but holding on. Osbert finally falls, but Hasapi's still there with the low accuracy, and they've got Saikyu and Kyujin to take it home for them. And there goes Flair. Looks like New Zealand have found a way.
The tapping finally makes an appearance, and it was cinema. Germany with a great score there, but it will end with 1 FC possibly from Okinamo. But New Zealand with 3 full combos, and I think Osbert may have got like a 1 miss, make that 2. That is a big statement win there from New Zealand. Just brilliant. And again, Kyujin with 99%. That is just amazing. And it is 5-4 Mavs. They consolidate the breakpoint.
Point are absolutely monumental. It's been a long time for Poland since they've been in the top 3.
2017, the last time that Poland was in that top 3. Also the last time they won the OS World Cup, their 1 win ever. It's been 8 years since Poland has been top 3. They're looking to join that top 3 once again here with this map. Nahus and Sharitori, actually just Sharitori, finding that early break. Bancho on Nahus. Yep, Wandirio, Evil Grape, Nahus, all finding breaks here. But I have to pause a little bit on some of these breaks just because this is definitely a map that Bancho is not super fond of. All these really fast sliders, all these slider streams make Bancho very unhappy. Silas and Koibumi both finding those breaks here. Any Bancho misses, it doesn't look like it. There's just breaks all over the place, Dolan, but it's Zudinator and Malachevsky amidst the chaos to hold on. And there goes Zudinator. Now just Malachevsky on the hard rock with the full combo for Poland.
It's the same old story. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Put Malasin on whatever mods he wants and watch him go.
And look at the accuracy too. 99 for Malachevsky on this is just absurd, truly. You can look at the rest of the lobby to see that as well. The next best act in the lobby is not quite 97% from Xylus and Wandirio, both of them on the no mod, which is of course OD9. Malachevsky on the OD10 with Hard Rock, still holding 99% accuracy right now. The combo is building back up for Canada though, Doland. More misses from Koibumi and Evil Grape, and this overmod for Poland may be starting to look a little precarious as Canada's no mod players recovering quite nicely.
Indeed, I was about to note that, you know, the only thing that Canada has going for them is time left in the map. It's the fact that it's a long map and we're still at the halfway mark, and a lot of these players are finding themselves score capped, and if Malachevsky were to miss here within the next 30 seconds or so, that would be the best possible scenario for Canada.
See if that miss comes through soon. It's gonna need to come basically now as 3 misses come through for Canada. Xylus, Wandirio, and Yip all finding those breaks, but meanwhile, across the aisle, it's the support for Poland who've built back up during the same section. Nahus, Evil Grape, Koibumi, all holding these big combos again for Poland. And Zudi not able to match Malachevsky, only able to match Nahus on that bigger combo, that recovery. Malachevsky on an unchecked Hard Rock full combo with, right now, the best act of the weekend on this map. There goes Zuninator. That's the one big combo left for Canada.
Do it.
And that's it. That's the match, Dolan. GG, Poland 6-1 over Canada. let's see the style points at the end here for Malashevsky.
It's going to be a return to glory of absolutely monumental fashion here for Poland. For the first time since 2017, are going to clinch a podium position in this tournament. They will advance to the winners finals to face the United States. The top 2 seeds will clash in winners finals. And Canada, they will try their hand in finals week next week in the lower bracket. And they will hope to lay claim to the last of those 3 remaining podium positions. But Dio, he's still doing a thing, Dio. He's still going.
He's still going, Dolan, and this is just kind of absurd here from Malashevsky. I just want to see exactly how ridiculous this score ends up being. We're here at the end of the map now. This is going to hopefully calm down a little bit, and Malashevsky maybe is actually going to gain AK here at the ending. Can he hit 99? No, drops 100 there at the ending, as somebody leaves early there from Poland, but we will still get to see exactly the score there from Malashevsky. That is going to be not only top score of the map, Dolan, not only top hard rock.
We'll see who's the first to break that seal.
There we go then. Yep, it is Saikyu and Osbert for New Zealand on the mods. That is the usual setup. Okinawa on that hidden. And then Zyfrost going to be taking the hard rock. Yeah, leaving Denzel Curry and Kriller on the no mod there.
Here we go, 3-4. Yep, just a very intensely mechanically difficult map. Like I was saying, you know, over 8 stars with hard rock on an alt map is nothing to scoff at. Something like this, very tough to FC, especially at near 4 minutes. Maps like this are just hard to FC in tournament, man. Very, very difficult, but almost everyone holding that FC. Just Kyujin to find the early break. About 100 combo in. With how long this map is, it shouldn't make really much of a difference. Get into a bit of free combo and approach this first Ki. Should start to see some breaks coming out here when this first chorus kicks off. Oh, and there's one.
Sideback and Denzel Curry there. Gonna split them up now to advantage New Zealand in this first kill. Saikyu drops though on the no-mod, hands it right back to Germany. And there goes Kyujin as well. That's 2 drops for New Zealand. Germany with the early advantage. Here's Saikyu on the hard rock as well. It's just Osbert on that hidden. Is there anyone left for New Zealand?
Yeah, 3-way break for New Zealand. Big misses out from them, and this 3-way FC, especially both the modded players still intact for Germany here. It's going to be very, very good for them moving forward as we get about the halfway point. Bit more free combo. It's as free as the combo can get in this map. And these are in-between sections, but of course, everything's still missable, especially on that hard rock. And I guess the silver lining for New Zealand is they still got that hidden player holding onto the FC, but there goes Zyfrost, one of the modded players of Germany, to fall. That's what New Zealand are wanting. That's what they're hoping if they want to take their second pick, but they need one of these FCs to drop, and there it goes. Kriller, actually the one to miss, and Denzel Curry misses on a slow section as well to reset. So it's just Okinamo now. Just Okinamo up against Osbert, both the hidden players putting in work, and New Zealand, they have way bigger recoveries than Germany now with all those breaks, and New Zealand are going to start pulling this back very quickly here.
How long can Osbert hold on this hidden though? Saikyu drops on that hard rock. It's handed it back over, I think, but still pretty close. Denzel Curry with the break. And there goes Kriller. Kriller's down again there. It's just Okinamo and Osbert. I mean, that hidden 1v1 though. Okinamo versus Osbert. It's a terrifying opponent on the side of Germany. The face on a hidden 1v1. 99% still shows his comfort.
Yeah, you can see the accuracy difference here is making up about 60k score in favor of Okinamo, but this recovery from Kyujin is completely unmatched by Germany, completely unanswered. So we get to about the final 8 here of the map, and Kyujin has a 900 combo that has not been answered from Germany, but there it goes. Kyujin drops it, and Osbert finds the break on the FC. Okinamo now, the only combo remaining in the lobby, continues to drive through for the Germans. He finds the miss on the final pattern, but I don't know if it'll matter. There's no combo on the board. I think Germany have done it, and I think they'll take this break point, but it's pretty close into the ending. 30k, a single chain miss could do it, Dooms. 20k, New Zealand's holding 10k. It's so close into the ending. Zyfrost misses. Is it enough? No.
No, it's not enough.
7,000 points.
Oh my Gideon.